This week's episode, The Next 3 Days, is a gripping story about John Brennan, played by Russell Crowe, a man who is desperate to flee his wife, played by Elizabeth Banks, from prison after she is wrongly accused of murder. When the system fails to deliver justice, John decides to orchestrate an elaborate escape. The Next 3 Days plays out as a tense action thriller showcasing how far a determined person will go, raising questions about sacrifice, morality, the limits of love, and law enforcement patience. In reality, in a case like Laura's, how long would law enforcement agencies search for an escape murderer, her husband, and their son? And what happens if they flee to a country like Venezuela that has no extradition treaty with the US? Typically, and this is not how to escape from prison advice, but when someone escapes from custody, law enforcement agencies launch a nationwide manhunt immediately. They issue alerts, coordinate with neighboring states, and sometimes bring in specialized tracking units. Now, we saw all of this play out in real time after John and Laura fled the hospital. Now, during the first 30 days after the escape, the search is most intense and gives the best opportunity to catch the fugitives. Authorities will use all available resources, surveillance footage, witness interviews, and sometimes international cooperation if they believe the suspect has fled abroad. Now, if they find that the suspect has escaped to a country like Venezuela, the effort becomes more complicated. If no extradition treaty is in place, political and logistical challenges can slow or hinder the process. And for the most part, if John, Laura, and their son Luke remain upstanding citizens in their host country, authorities might be hesitant to deport them to their home country. So, how long do they keep looking? Usually, law enforcement agencies remain actively involved for several months to about a year, especially if the suspect is considered dangerous or a flight risk. Over time, if the individual and their accomplices are not found, the intensity of the search diminishes. But it's not uncommon for agencies to keep tabs on them for years, especially if new leads emerge. Now, specific to Venezuela, and again, this is not advice, just information. Think of me as a way less helpful Damon Pennington, played by none other than Liam Neeson. Now, Venezuela's political climate often complicates extradition efforts. Even if there's an arrest warrant, negotiations can be lengthy, and sometimes suspects remain at large for many years or even decades. And that's all assuming that Venezuelan authorities are not angry or retaliatory toward the US at any given point or under any given presidents. Essentially, law enforcement typically actively searches for an escaped convict for at least a year, sometimes longer. If a suspect flees to a non-extradition country like Venezuela, international cooperation, political factors, and the suspect's resources influence how long the hunt continues. As Damon said, once you run out of money, you run out of friends. I guess it's a good thing John relieved that crooked meth dealer of their money. So, for all intents and purposes, keep your nose clean, don't talk to the police without a lawyer presence, and do not handle random objects with your hands. Thanks for watching, and hit the subscribe button like it's a passport waiting to be stamped. Comment below with your thoughts or questions, and give us a suggestion on what movie you would like us to discuss next. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and we will see you soon.